The RPA Today Show, hosted by Rob Howes and Wilton Rogers. The show that brings you the latest insights on RPA, robotic process automation, and how it's impacting every industry, as well as interviews with companies that are currently winning big with this technology. You'll also hear from other industry leaders and experts who will be sharing some of their success secrets to help you become more productive and to grow your business. The show is brought to you by Simply Automate, where we help you get more done in less time and more ease for your mind with strategic business automation. Learn more at www.simplyautomateinc.com. And please follow us on LinkedIn. If anything in this show resonates with you, please let us know by leaving a review. The RPA Today Show, where you just might learn something you didn't know. Welcome to the RPA Show, ladies and gentlemen. We're back again. I'm your host, Rob Howes. My co-host, Wilton Rogers. The automation guy is sitting to my left or to my right or up or down, because in the virtual world, you can be anywhere. And we're trying to show businesses how they can go and be anywhere they want to be, huh?
Absolutely. Nice lead in. That's
the truth, man. That is the truth of this show, the truth of our lives. You can spy on us if you want to, so you can find out that it is the truth. We really want to see people win. And so we like talking about things that can provide some insight. And how about, we know that accounting is the number one industry using RPA right now. We know that the accounting industry is number one, right? But the number one department that's using this is the financial department. And that's the financial department in any meeting. Whoever's running the finance, whoever's running the money, there are certain repetitive tasks that are going to happen. And so we're going to talk about 5 ways and some other things, but particularly 5 ways that RPA can actually enhance your financial operations. Huh?
Absolutely, man. I think it's very critical right now for people to understand how, because money moves so differently than it used to. Mm-hmm. And it comes from all different areas, different applications. It comes from everywhere, right? And being able to manage that is really, really confusing. But dude, it's no longer confusing because it's automated, and it's just, we're having fun in those areas.
Right, having fun, and we're having fun because we're seeing people win, and that's a fun feeling to see people win. Something happens inside of a person when they witness the winning. And so to kick this off, all right, well, so we're going to talk about, in particular, so you can understand what the real practical wins are. Here are 5 ways that RPA is impacting the financial departments. Number 1 is it drives sustainable growth. Mm-hmm. Now, first of all, what is sustainable growth? That means you're growing sustainably. That means you're consistently growing. How is that happening? I'll share a couple of things and then you can flow. I mean, obviously, when you have a model that is standardized and streamlined, you're automatically, with that, you're going to lower your errors, you're heighten your speed, and lower your costs. So you're automatically, and those are the elements of creating growth. That was short. You always have so much to say. Like I feel like I have 5 or 7 good sentences, and then you just have go ahead, man. Go ahead and share.
So sustainable growth. I mean, the great thing about this part is that when you shift everything over to get it off your plate, let's just put it simple. When you no longer have to do those repetitive things, the mindset changes. Your mindset changes. It gives you more opportunity to see how you can use your skills and your abilities and your talents to be able to grow your business. Mm-hmm. That's the way you have to think about it. Not what RPA can do, but that's what it does for you. When you start thinking like that, you can start putting RPA. Okay, I want that. Okay, well, let's see how RPA can assist you. When people understand that, the growth is just boom, boom. It becomes a lot easier because now they know how to use it, but they know how to use their mind to be able to sustain and improve that growth.
That's big. That's huge. And that grows right into number 2, which is boosting the operational efficiency, which is actually supports number 1. but you're boosting operational efficiency with the RPA, which in your financial department, because your operational costs are coming down, right? And of course, efficiency is about the lack of errors and the more success, right? That's essentially what is definition of efficiency, man. And so again, when you're able to identify exactly what you need to do, timelines and all those included, and you automate that, you automatically better it.
Right. But look at it this way. This is something that a lot of industries are doing right now because, like I was saying, you bring in revenue in different ways. It's not just one way. It's not through a credit card anymore. It's through different apps, different ACHs, different, coming from all over. There's different ways that you can really bring in the revenue. There's also ways that you can pay things. When you don't have to do any more invoices or pay any more invoices, and knowing that there's never ever going to be a mistake, that is like, you can sleep better at night, knowing like, I know when I used to create invoices, I'm like, oh man, did I put those numbers right? Are the taxes right? Did I send it out right? Did I do this right? Did I do that right? That alone, that's just one part of it a lot, right? So when you put everything together, well, where's this money coming from? Well, how's that going out? Where is this going? Are we sure we're paying on time? Are we sure we're not doing, whatever the case may be, all that was taken away. All that. When you can eliminate that and there's no errors, man, the way we see the mindset and the light bulbs click on is overnight. It's overnight.
Ooh, and it's funny with the light bulbs clicking on and everything taking place overnight. With that enhancement, you're also, number 3 falls right in line. You're improving the customer experience. You're able to also improve your customer experience, and because there's an onboarding process for customers too, and so a lot of that is data driven. Anytime you have data involved and it becomes repetitive, RPA, your little digital employees are looking for a job. You got digital employees that want to work for you and want to take those robotic, repetitive tasks away from the humans and give it to them so they can do it better, faster, and humans can go do something better.
Absolutely. And you know what? This part we actually need to
elaborate on.
Really elaborate, because people don't really get it. When we sit down there and we say, and I think this needs to be a tag, by the way. When people are helping customers, listen, they're already helping customers, but they have other tasks to do that are repetitive, that are mundane, that are doing all this, but they're still helping customers. When you're helping that customer, your energy is not fully in there. You may think it is, but there's still things you're thinking about you have to do in the back end. You just have to do this, you have to get that email, you're waiting for this, you're waiting for that, you need to send that, but you're still talking to the customer. Now, just think for a minute, if you never had to think about those things again, your energy and your time really focused on the customer is completely different.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
You're locked in on them because there's nothing subconsciously bothering you about what's happening, what you have to do afterwards or in between or what you forgot to do. That's the power of RPA. It takes all that away and you can really focus your attention 100% engaged in the conversation.
Wow.
Right?
Imagine that.
That's the power.
Imagine that. Imagine giving more attention to your customer or your client. A lot of times that attention can be very important. Sometimes it can be critical to that customer or client, depending on what industry we're in. We're talking about healthcare. We know it's important. We're talking about a law firm. I mean, how much time do we want to spend in the paperwork as opposed to working with our clients and understanding their caseloads, right? So every industry, you want to be able to have your head up and facing your customer in the world that you are serving. Man, and the crazy thing about this is it is not that expensive. It used to be. It used to be a headhunter, okay? It used to be a very, very big price tag. But ladies and gentlemen, we're in this part of the 21st century where dematerialization and all kinds of different things have happened. And here we are. So
We are people.
everything we're saying now.
You see an immediate return on your investment, whether it's financially, mentally, physically. All that's in one. You can't even value that. But even if it's financially, the return is fast. Just that alone. And we're not even talking that's the least important.
Right.
Right. The mental and the physical is way more important. It's more valuable for the company. So, but you get to see results financially right away as well.
Right. Ooh, speaking about financial, that's number 4. RPA will improve your financial projections. That's number 4, how RPA is impacting the financial departments. It will improve your financial projections. How important is the accuracy of financial projections? It looks like that may be one of the most important fundamental things of your business, to know how much money you have and how much is coming in. And you were just saying earlier, when you're doing the invoices and you're wondering, that you have the accountants that are wondering, did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? And it's all the stress that's involved in trying to do the same repetitive work. When you go and hand that off to a digital employee who gets it right, RPA, robotic process automation, digital employee, give it to them and they do it right every time. Every single time.
Every time. When you're able to, we said earlier, just be able to understand the logic behind what you do. Just say, this is what I do. I do here, there, there, there. If it goes there, I have to get that. If it goes there, I have to get that. And you actually know the whole logic. 100% of that is automatable. 100%. Not 99, 100%. Because it's all logic that belongs with clicks of a mouse. Right?
Say that again.
The logic, this can be automated 100%. And the reason why is because the logic is built by every click of that mouse. Every time you click that mouse, it can be automated. So when the bot knows what you do, it'll do it for you forever, 100 times faster than you could ever do, and never make mistakes like you did before.
Beautiful. That is phenomenal. It's funny. I call this improve your financial projections. I called it, but in my notes I have improved financial protection.
Yes.
So it's really the same. Even though I said the wrong, different word, it all fits because you do enhance your protection because you're able to understand your data, and the accuracy of fraud detection is now increased as well. So
100%.
That's interesting. See? And then last but not least, number 5, RPA enhances your ability to manage your regulatory compliance. Manage it. Listen, there are companies that are paying hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, and even millions of dollars because they're not able to be compliant. And they're not doing that on purpose. They're not saying, hey, I want to spend these thousands, tens of thousands of millions of dollars. I want to do. They don't want to do it, but there's so much data. And if you don't have intelligence built into your data distribution, you're going to make some unintelligent decisions.
And that's so true. What's so great about that one is we literally, and this is no joke, we just finalized a compliance one this morning. It's live in their environment as of today, 100%, and they have total control. We've been monitoring it for a month on our end, and it's run fluidly. This morning we finally released it to them, and they just I literally have a recording saying, "This is such a game changer for us." And that was that one. In a manufacturing, we do it for a manufacturing company. The saving them, they had fees 2 years ago of $300,000 and some $1,000 worth of fees, right? This year, they have fees of a few $1,000s. That's how, and a lot of it could have been avoided but we found more logic that we got to build in and things like that. So it's improved. So they saved hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of fees compared to last year. And now this coming year, they're going to save a lot more because all those ones that that we didn't have all the what ifs or we didn't build the logic in are now built in. So,
Wow.
it's going to save them hundreds and thousands of dollars a year worth of fees that they were doing because of manual errors.
Man, oh man, that is incredible. I mean, and how long did it take to implement this amazing savings that took place? How long because it sounds like something like this should take months to complete.
Yeah, great question. We actually built this bot in about 2.5 weeks, this process. Once we have all the logic built and all the information gathering that we needed, within that time, we built it within less than 3 weeks. And it was up and operational. We always monitor it for that first, we try to monitor it for the first month so we can see what we're doing and do some process improvements and things like that. But they were, within 3 weeks, they were no longer doing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is phenomenal. So, and that's kind of our segue to talk about, some breakthroughs and some testimonies and how we've seen it work. And so you already went kind of fluently right into it. It's not just about the theory of how RPA can enhance financial departments or really just any department, but in particularly financial. It's not just about that. It's about this. There's some practical scenarios we've experienced where we've seen businesses change literally overnight, and just because they have now automated a few things, they've been able to scale up. They've been able to allow their employees to do some things that are making them excited about coming to work. 80% of folks work at jobs they don't like. It's incredible to me. It's incredible. I think the stat, someone said 70 the other day. So it's been bounced between 70 and 80 over the last since I've been alive. And I'm like, okay, it doesn't have to be that way. Jobs can be more enjoyable if people can find the way to unleash their creativity and their critical thinking. That's what keeps people engaged.
Right. Yeah. It does keep them engaged. And, I'm glad you brought that up because I actually had a conversation with a company. A gentleman he knows RPA. He studied RPA because I know it. This is what I want to do. And he says, how do I deliver this? After the conversation, he took a couple of processes that he wanted to do. But he goes, I want to get my employees involved. How can I get them involved to sort of help me understand what areas of my company I can automate? I said, what you need to do? I said, you need to walk to each one of them. And you say, okay, I want you to think everything that you're doing, if you didn't lose any time, if you still had your full-time job, within that full-time job, what things right now you wish you didn't have to do?
Mm.
And I said, find out from each one of them. Go to each one of them and just say, listen, I want to find out with whatever you're doing, you're working full-time, you're still working full-time, but within that full-time, what are the areas that you do not like to do? Like, which is the one that you wake up like, I got to do that again. I got to do that. I got to do that and do that. What are they? And let me know. Right. And you go to each one and you tell them that. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And he called me and he goes, wow, I didn't realize how much they don't like to do. I said, and guess what? I said, just in conversation, how many of that is behind the computer doing applications? Like this? Well, pretty much all of it. I said, there you go. Can you imagine if they didn't have to do that anymore? And you can put them toward their security saying your 40 hours, your full-time job is good. But now I want you to start thinking about other things about this company and help us grow. And I'll take care of the rest. What would that do for your company? He goes, the morale would change. I said, we can help you.
Big morale would change.
Yeah.
What a note, man. What a note. It's
so
like
I think it's very important for people to look at it that way. When they get into RPA can automate everything, and you just don't know what it is. But when you realize the things that you don't like to do, and you can see it being automated, you get a real fast understanding of the potential and the power of it. And that's the best way to do it. So look at it from your end and saying, what do I not like to do as part of my job? What do I not like to do? Let me see what I can do to automate that. And you'll see it's pretty much, I'll probably say about 90% of the stuff that you do can be automated, but you don't like to do can be automated.
Mm-hmm. That's a great question to ask one's self. What do I do not like doing? What is that annoying thing that I'm doing that I don't want to do? That is great. Because what Wilton has said is that we have discovered that once you ask that question, the automation places that it can be implemented shows itself.
Right away. It comes out like a nice yellow flower out of the ground on a fast forward. The water and that thing just blew out quick.
What we're saying is that the flowers are growing in time lapse.
There you go, time lapse. That's it.
Time lapse speed, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Any final words of advice, insight regarding this subject matter, man?
Well, I think that, RPA is becoming a real fast trend right now. People are really trying to get involved. You got to be very careful on the people that you I hate using the old school word, but I'm used to it, is getting played, getting suckered into working with them, because they talk a big game, but when it comes down to implementation and delivery support, it can be very, very tricky. It can be very, very costly.
Yep.
So, understanding what you do, how it works first is really, really important. So definitely do your research on that end. But the trend is still picking up, man. People are wanting to be more involved in selling it as a service. Like, they're coming to us because we develop it we develop a development team. We're like, okay, let's build a development team and help this out. We'll develop processes for them, right? Now people are saying, okay, you already have the roadmap. I don't understand it. I need to know it so I can share it with my network. And that's becoming more of a trend. People are like, I want to be more involved. How can I impact? How can I make money? I think it's a fast return, and both of them is fast, right? So people are jumping on board, but they're doing it. Some of them are doing it the right way. Like, okay, let me get the coaching, the guidance, the advice first before I try to do it alone, because there's so many hurdles, there's so many roadblocks, and so many financial, costly decisions you're going to make if you do it on your own. It's been laid out. We laid it out. And I think for us to be able to get in front of more individuals, just having that conversation, they'll be able to see where they can start their journey in the RPA sector.
Yep.
Because, not only for us, but we're in the RPA network. We're in the we know a lot of people in this industry for a very, very long time. So we're connected with them. So our conversations and our experience and our knowledge goes deep, not only from us, but from people that we're connected with.
Our surrounding environment and network. Yeah.
Right. So it's important for people to say, okay, where am I? Where do I want to go? How can this be implemented? And we can help and show them roadmap. So, I think people need to really reach out to us. I guess I am being biased, but I'm being truthful. They need to reach out to us because we've gone through thousands of hurdles and mistakes that they're going to have to encounter if they don't have the right guidance, and we're here to guide them. So,
yep.
But yeah, the trend is picking up. We develop a roadmap that be able to build a good program to assist others, and we're looking for for those that are interested to sort of say, we're here to support you and give you all the guidance we need. So it's picking up. It's picking up.
There you have it. And you can click the links in the description, in the comments. They're going to be somewhere, and there will be some resources and there'll be some tools. One, the RPA playbook is available for the free download. That is for you to understand the X's and O's of automation. Very own Mr. Wilton Rodgers, the automation guy, wrote it. Who wrote it? You or the automation guy?
I think I wrote it, and I introduced the automation guy.
His alter ego was introduced later on, and they helped conclude it. That's good.
It was crazy. Speaking of that, I'm already working on volume 2, because so much has already the RPA playbook volume 2, because there's so much that changed in such a short period of time that it has to be added in there.
Yep.
Right. It has to be added. So I'm trying to get that done before the end of the year.
That's good stuff. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is important. This is the era where we can look. This is the only time in human history where we have had the ability to have enough experience to look back at, to where we can now make really good decisions for the future. Like Blockbuster didn't have that opportunity. Like people in the 80s didn't have that opportunity. But we have that opportunity to look back and see the failures. But now we understand what success can look like if we take the right action. So get educated so you can get automated. Because if you don't get automated, you won't be in business. I don't know if it's this year. I don't know if it's the following year, but it will be one of these years. And without it, you won't be in. But if you get it, and you get ahead, and you get it now, you'll be ahead. Well, go figure.
You'll be ahead, and you'll be able to allow yourself to see how you can get ahead, because you don't have to worry about things to keep your doors open, because all that's been automated. Doors are going to be swinging left and right, up and down, however it goes, because you're building your empire.
There you have it. The RPA Show, where you just might learn something you didn't know. Till next time.